This is the Uniden DFR9 plus GPS super long range radar detector. I got this from COSTCO.com. It is on sale. I think it was 200 plus tag. I don't intend to get speeding tickets, but hey, you never know. The cops know where to hide on hills and things like that. I did get one about 8 or 9 months ago, and it was in a weird area. I wasn't expecting a cop to be there. That was with my Mustang, so it's a little easier to go faster with that. So I saw this on sale in the warehouse. It's the Uniden model, and I decided to purchase it when I saw it again online on sale. It comes with a case, has a case for it, charger, and a suction cup mount. I did read that this suction cup mount is, a lot of people didn't like it. They said it didn't stick on their windshield, and they thought the unit was pretty good for the price. It's been many years since I had a detector, but from what I read, it's a good unit, and the major drawback is the dual suction bracket. So there's a USB cord. I guess that's either to charge it or to update the software. There is another bracket. I'll be looking at that and seeing how it works on my truck. I have a Ford Raptor. We'll see how it fits on the windshield. 2018 model, Generation 2 Raptor. So I'm going to open it up now. I've got my handy workbench here. This is also a Costco purchase. I will be reviewing in another video. So this was shipped very nice. It had an outer box, arrived in perfect condition. The box is excellent. Doesn't look like it's been abused in any way. It came from UPS. So we've got detailed user's manual, something in what appears to be French, Spanish. Nice case. It's a soft case, but it looks like it's pretty protective. So, dual zippers. It's a USB to a mini. Here's that suction cup mount that people were saying will display the unit at the wrong or weird angle on their windshield. So I'll be looking at that. DC 12 volt, kind of weird. It looks like a phone cable attachment, a little bit smaller than our Cat 5 or Ethernet. This is the unit. Looks like it's in good shape. I guess that's a headphone jack if you wanted to have it on silent for your passengers. There's the USB port, I'm guessing, to update the software or to work through the GPS. This is a good sign. Made in Korea. It's not made in China. I prefer to have not Chinese-made products if we can. The controls here: power, menu, volume, plus minus. There's also a mute, dim, and mark. Mark should be if you run past the sensor and you know that you don't want that to trigger your unit. It looks like it's brand new. This is not a previous return. Feels pretty sturdy. So far looks pretty good. I'm going to get it mounted up and I'll continue the video. So something else they provided is Velcro, 3M Velcro. And in this dashboard instructions, they want you to use the Velcro on the dashboard, although I'm not sure this is going to be adhesive enough. I have a leather covered dash in some areas, some is plastic, but this might be another option depending on how this will sit on the windshield. And so I'll look at both and we'll see what works best for me. So these suction cups, they have a little reduced area where it fits into this smaller hole here on the side. There's a little tab here If it's stuck to the window and you want to get it off, you just pull on those tabs and it should release the pressure. Then the mount, so the unit will sit towards you. There's a little space here to slide in, and it clicks. There's a lock here. So if you want to take it out now, it just comes apart with this button. All right, so in the truck now. So my dash has a little bit of a flat area here. I can use the Velcro, but the windshield wiper has an obstruction there. There is a mounting plate I could buy for this little space I have on my dash, which might be the best solution. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount it here next to my rear view mirror. And a lot of people were complaining about these mounts, but I find that they're pretty easy to stick on, press them in, and my guess is the people that were complaining about them bending were not removing, when they were moving it around, were not taking those little, pulling those little tabs on the side to get the suction cups off. So I could probably adjust it a little bit, but that is a pretty good angle, and there's no obstructions in front or really behind me. Maybe the headrest, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Now, one other thing about this bracket, it's a soft metal, and I was able to just give it a little bit of bend, and now it's about the perfect straight on angle where it will be pretty much horizontal or along the straight lines of the road as I'm traveling. So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know why people complain so much about that mount. And again, my guess is that they tried to move it around without first taking the pulling the tab on the suck cup, and also their windshield might be dirty, preventing good adhesion from the suction. So I'm going to fire it up now, and we'll see what it does for us. So here is the cigarette adapter, DC 12 volt. And one good thing about this unit, there's a mute button here lower, and it also, you don't lose or you gain a USB port. So you can still have something plugged into your 12 volt cigarette adapter, 12 volt socket, and still get a USB port from it. So on the Raptor, I have this, I got 12 volt here, and I have an inverter, so I also have alternating current, 400 watts. So I can plug that in. And so let's fire her up.
X-band, K-band, Ka-band, laser.
Ooh, R2-D2, where are you? So this thing is pretty cute. Makes some nice little noises. I'm gonna have to read through the manual a little bit more to figure out what modes I should be running. But so far, the adapter looks like it's working here. There's a mute button. Not sure if that's a toggle or if it's a hold to mute. So there is a power button on the unit, and then when you turn it back on, it does a self-test.
X-band, K-band, Ka-band, laser.
The front button, there's a button on each side for volume. Menu.
City.
See, there's a toggle for
Advanced.
highway. Not sure what advanced
Highway.
is.
City. Advanced.
So I'll be
City.
driving through the city. Now, mode, this is the menu system. Lets you set up the system to your own requirements. You can turn different bands on and off and set specific items such as speed or auto mute. So, mode. Highway, city, and advanced. So if mode equals highway or city, GPS and associated menus display next, followed by voice. X, K, and K band. If mode is advanced, attenuation, limit. So attenuation would be limited, followed by GPS. Set the X band attenuation detection sensitivity, or limit, level that the DFR9 will recognize in 20% increments. So default's 100%, K is 100%. So I guess if it's too sensitive, you can lower those under advanced mode. Same thing with K band. GPS. Speed camera, that should be through their own database. The one thing I read is the database is old. I'm not sure when they updated it, but the review I recall was 2018. Voice, I guess that tells you in verbally what's going on. So there's some options here. Ignore X band. You can ignore certain bands. So K narrow wide. K narrow scans for K radar guns used in the US only and reduce false alarms. K narrow scans for K radar guns used in the US only and reduce false alarm. K wide scans super wide K band. And then you can set the priority. Laser alerts have priority over radar alerts. Mute MEM saves locations where you have muted a signal. All threat. Displays if more than one radar signal is detected at the same time. The signal, the strongest radar signal is considered the main signal on the left side. Color, you can set the background color. It's kind of cool. Got all those different options.
GPS connected.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Figured out where I am. You can set different tones for different bands. I guess it's important to know kind of what your local cops are using. Quiet ride, GPS on mutes, radar alarms for X, K, and X when you drive under the speed limit. You can also set a alarm for the vehicle speed. That's probably the easiest way to avoid getting a ticket. Okay, well, I guess it's important to look up what all these different bands mean. Alright, so I'm going to go out driving now, and we'll see how it performs. Let me just show you this. Highway versus city mode versus advanced. Radar detectors operate at 2 sensitivity levels. Highway mode is the most sensitive level, while city mode is the least sensitive. If the X band is left on in the city mode, radar detector can pick up many X band. So X band is going to be garage door openers or sliding doors in front of grocery stores and things like that. DFR9 reduces sensitivity to X band for city mode to reduce false alerts. When you are a highway, there's less of a chance picking up X band false alerts, so it's more sensitive. You can also lower the sensitivity here. Adjusting sensitivity level does not shorten the range. It limits the bandwidth strength. In other words, weaker signals will not be detected. Well, that's important. So remember, X band is your garage door openers and maybe also for doors for grocery stores. So right now it's giving me a K-band warning, and I don't think you can see it from here, but way down the road here there is a speed sign that posts again your speed limit, your speed versus the speed limit. So let me see if I can show you that working. So it's saying 3 bars. Now it's 4 bars. Yeah, I can't even see the sign yet that has the speed sensor. Wow, we're at 5 bars, and you're about to see it right now after this curve. See it up there? So I'm going 40, well, 42. So for those of you in your state where you have those, let's mute that have those highway, beautiful day by the way, sunny Southern California. This is downtown Dana Point here, Pacific Coast Highway. But for those of you in your state, I think Colorado has some. There's a sheriff here rolling by. For those of you that have those highway speed, I think Arizona has them, Colorado, last I remember. I haven't been out there in a little while, but this should pick those up even before you're able to see them, like I was at that stoplight. Worked excellent for that. You'd be able to see it a lot further than the radar detector would be able to see it a lot further than your eyes or even the unit. But right there, if that was a speed trap or a speed camera, they would have got me, but they didn't get me because my COSTCO radar detector, no, it's out here. It's just a warning so far, but maybe they'll change those, but I'll be ready. So my initial impressions with this are it was worth the money. I'll have to test it if I see a motorcycle cop or driving around, but I'm pretty confident in the unit. I'm a little bit more looking at what I'm doing while I have it on too, which is a good change for driving. I mean, you don't want to be driving around mindlessly, and that's usually how people get tickets anyways, but it's good for that. I've been keeping my eye on it. It displays my speed, so when I do have my eye on it, I don't have to keep checking my speed down below. It's displayed right up there on there, which is a great feature. And I thought this might be a return when I first unboxed it and bought it. Actually, I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it over like the Valentine or some of the more expensive ones, but so far I'm happy with it and I'm keeping this thing. I also was worried about the mount, but I think that's one of those internet things where people, I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing, but there's a lot of goofballs out there, if you know what I mean. And I got it to work perfectly. The angles I have on my glass here on this Ford pickup are perfect. Ford pickups are perfect anyways, but the windshield worked out with the angles. And the one thing I kind of don't like is this